Balon Targaryen stood at the edge of the cliff, overlooking the vast and mysterious land of old Valyria. Balerion the Black Dread, his dragon mount, perched beside him, gazing out into the unknown. Balon was a 25-year-old dragon rider, and Balerion was his trusted companion, a fierce and powerful dragon that he had ridden for many years. Together, they had embarked on a perilous journey to the heart of Valyria, a place that was shrouded in myth and legend. It was said that the dragon lords of Valyria, who ruled the land with an iron fist, had been destroyed by the Doom, a great cataclysm that had shattered the peninsula and wiped out its people. But Balon was determined to uncover the truth, to explore the ancient ruins and uncover the secrets that lay hidden within. "Are you ready, Balerion?" Balon asked, speaking to his dragon in their shared language of intuition and dragon sounds. Balerion rumbled, his eyes glowing with excitement, and Balon climbed onto his back, securing himself in the saddle. "Sovates," Balon said, and Balerion launched himself off the cliff, beating his massive wings and soaring into the sky. The journey to old Valyria was a dangerous one, and Balon and Balerion encountered many challenges along the way. They crossed the smoking sea, a vast and treacherous body of water that was said to be cursed by the gods. The smoke that rose from its surface was toxic, and many ships had disappeared without a trace while trying to cross it. Balon and Balerion flew low over the water, avoiding the clouds of smoke as best they could. Balerion was strong and powerful, but even he was struggling to keep up the pace. Balon could sense his dragon's fatigue, and he urged him on, pushing him to continue. Suddenly, a massive wave of water rose up from the sea, towering over them like a wall of death. Balerion tried to dodge, but the wave crashed down on top of them, and Balon clung to his dragon for dear life. The water was icy cold, and it felt as if they were being pulled under into the depths of the smoking sea. Somehow, Balon and Balerion managed to survive the wave and make it to the shores of Valyria. The ruins were vast and sprawling, stretching out as far as the eye could see. Balon dismounted from Balerion's back and gazed in wonder at the ancient city. Balerion was restless, his eyes scanning the ruins for any sign of danger. Balon could sense his dragon's fear, and he patted his neck, trying to calm him down. "It's all right, Balerion," Balon said. "We're here now, and we're not leaving until we find what we're looking for." They set out into the ruins, exploring the crumbling buildings and the overgrown gardens. Everywhere they looked, they saw evidence of the Doom, the great cataclysm that had destroyed Valyria. Balon could sense the darkness that lingered over the land, and he felt a creeping sense of fear. As they explored the ruins, Balon and Balerion uncovered evidence of the dark arts that the dragon lords of Valyria had practiced. They found ancient texts that described the twisted experiments that the Valyrians had performed, experimenting with blood magic and manipulating the flesh of beasts and men to create monstrous chimeras. Balon felt a mix of revulsion and fascination as he read through the grimoires, realizing the extent of the Valyrians' hubris. He wondered how they could have fallen so far to engage in such dark and dangerous arts. Balerion, meanwhile, seemed to be growing increasingly agitated. He would often roar and beat his wings, as if sensing something malevolent lurking in the shadows. Balon could not help but feel that the dragon was picking up on the residual energy from the dark magic that still clung to the ruins. As they delved deeper into the city, they came across a massive structure that seemed to be the heart of the Valyrians' dark magic practices. Balon could feel the power radiating from the building, and he could sense Balerion's fear growing with each step. The dragon was becoming more and more erratic, and Balon was having a difficult time keeping him under control. Finally, they entered the building, and what they found inside took their breath away. The chamber was filled with row upon row of ancient tomes and grimoires, stacked on shelves that reached to the ceiling. In the center of the room stood an altar, surrounded by arcane symbols and runes that seemed to glow with an otherworldly light. Balon approached the altar with caution, and as he reached out to touch one of the tomes, he felt a jolt of energy surge through him. He recoiled in surprise, but then he felt a strange connection to the dark magic that surrounded him. He could sense the power of the Valyrians flowing through him, and he felt a strange sense of exhilaration. Balerion, however, was not as thrilled. The dragon roared in fear and backed away from the altar, his wings beating in a frenzied panic. Balin tried to calm him, but the dragon was beyond reason. Suddenly, the altar exploded in a burst of dark energy, and Balin was thrown back against the wall, knocking him unconscious. When Balin awoke, he found himself surrounded by the smoldering remains of the altar, but Balerion was not gone. The dragon was there, lying on the ground, looking as if he had been in a battle. Balon ran to Balerion's side, and to his relief, the dragon was alive. Balerion's scales were singed, and he had several wounds, but he was breathing. Balon realized that while he had been unconscious, Balerion had fought off an unknown attacker, protecting him. Balon quickly tended to Balerion's wounds, and with the dragon's strength returning, they resumed their exploration of the ruins. But they were not alone. The echoes of Balerion's roar had attracted the attention of the creatures that lurked in the shadows of Valyria. Balon and Balerion were soon forced to fight for their lives, battling the twisted monstrosities that the Valyrians had created with their dark magic. The battle was long and brutal, but in the end, Balon and Balerion emerged victorious. They discovered that the attacker was a chimera created from the remains of several different animals and imbued with dark magic. Balerion had fought it off, but it had taken all of his strength. With their quest for knowledge and treasure complete, Balon and Balerion returned to Westeros, hailed as heroes. The story of their journey to Valyria and the secrets they uncovered became the stuff of legends. Years passed, but Balon and Balerion never forgot their adventure. They continued to fly together, exploring new lands and facing new challenges. And the memory of the battle in Valyria and the whispers of the dark magic stayed with them always, a reminder of the power of their bond and the dangers that lay beyond the shadows of the past.